Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Rosie, and you're listening to My Intrusive Thoughts. Welcome to another episode. I don't know why. I've tried to kind of get into the setting, the mood of recording, but maybe I'm just too lazy now. I don't know. I've kind of grown out of that whole excitement of recording again because it's been a while. So I'm just trying to hype myself into recording a full episode because I've tried a couple times and I just don't know. I cannot find the motivation. But I was thinking about it, and maybe the reason why I haven't been able to really record an episode in its entirety is because I have put so much pressure on myself to do well, to record something that is beyond anybody's imagination, which, to be fair, is, I mean, everybody wants to do that, right? Everybody wants to excel and improve, but I feel like that's paralyzed me more than give me the motivation to get back to it, because wrapping up season 1, I thought, oh my god, I need to come back with something extraordinary. And the more I thought about what I want to do with the next season, I realized that instead of being very structured and instead of being very random with things, I want to kind of get back to the original idea of what this podcast was supposed to be about. So basically, the reason why I wanted to do this podcast in the first place was that I could turn a mic on at any given moment and start talking, because I've lived alone by myself for a while, and during that time I had nobody really around to talk to. So I developed this habit of talking to myself, like full blown conversations, right? So when I would argue with myself, come up with different points and then counteract them with other points, playing the advocate and all of that stuff, I realized that I could literally record this and it would be like a perfect podcast episode. And I do this sometimes, even still, even when I'm with other people, which is kind of, I think it comes off weird if I were to look at it as a third person, just like a girl sitting and talking to herself, mumbling to herself. Like, it probably looks very weird, but it just is the way I kind of go about things now. I just always talk to myself like that. And I realized that when I was trying to record the first season, I was hell bent on it being structured and, something that has a proper ending, proper beginning, and, a good body structure. And I was putting so much effort into that, it kind of became a chore at one point because it was not stimulating me enough. So I wanted to get back to the original idea and be a little more open and relaxed and talk freely, which is exactly what I wanted to do in the first place. I mean, the whole point of my intrusive thoughts was to have the freedom to just say whatever that comes to mind. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go with this. I'm not going to edit out anything from this, just keep it raw. And this is gonna be the first episode of season 2. So right now it's 4 a.m. 4:04 exactly. It's Wednesday, 13th of September 2023, and I just can't sleep. Lately it has been so hard to fall asleep, and I've been trying to think of why. I'm the kind of person who stresses and then cannot sleep, and then stresses more because they can't sleep. So it's a never ending cycle. And lately that has happened a lot, and I am kind of stressed. Like, I'm low key stressed. When you're stressed, but it's not like really showing, like you do random things that kind of register in your brain, and you're like, I don't usually do this. Why am I doing this? And then it kind of clicks that, oh my god, I must be stressed right now, but my body just does not know how to, portray that to me, um, fully and openly. So I've been eating a lot, binge eating, stress eating, whatever you want to call it. I have craving for all sorts of foods in the middle of the night, whenever I wake up. Like, I woke up one day recently, like in the last week or something, and I wanted to have cake, like the first thing in the morning, which is like super unhealthy if that was not obvious. As a doctor and as a person who belongs to a family of doctors, I did that actually. I literally woke up and I was like, oh, I need to eat cake. And I had like red velvet cake first thing in the morning. God, that was delicious, by the way. But looking back, I'm like, no, why would I do that? But I guess I need to cut myself some slack and let it be, because I have been in a bit of a, I don't know what to call it, a rut, a slump, a bit of like a podcaster block, a human block, I would say, because I just don't know how to human. There are times where you just kind of feel like, what the hell is the purpose of your life? And it can get very triggering to just think about things, you don't want to be positive, you don't want to be productive, you don't want to do anything, basically you just don't want to human, you just want to lie down, be a plank, basically. And that's the kind of mood I am in these days. So it's taken great effort, a lot of gaslighting, I have to admit, to bring myself to even record this right now. But hopefully, I think, you just sometimes need that little push. And once you get there, once the ball starts rolling, you know that you'll do it. You'll definitely get back on track and everything's going to turn out fine. And in the back of your head, a lot of times you know that you just need to work that much little harder and everything is going to be okay. But it's just so daunting. And it's just like, it takes so much strength and self discipline to even try, to even muster up the courage. And I think that's half the battle, right? I'm just talking in circles, but that's all I can think about right now. Because I don't know. Life has been pretty weird lately, and I guess a lot of you would probably agree that we all go through moments when, even though we have a clear path in front of us, we know our purpose, we know what we want to do and what we want from life, whatever, there's still like those little things that are not working out and everything is not going like it should. And those little things bug you so much that it renders you completely, paralyzed. It renders you into this state of being where you just don't want to do anything. You don't want to improve. You don't want to, even think about anything. And I think I'm going through that. It's not funny. I shouldn't even be laughing or smiling or joking about this, but like, I don't know. I feel like a complete waste of space these days. And um I don't know. It's probably the atmosphere around, like the political atmosphere in my country, the economical situation of the country, and just the fact that things in my personal life are kind of upside down. I don't know what to call it. Like, it's kind of complicated. So I'm just stuck, and I know that this is gonna pass eventually, and better days are ahead. So I'm just trying to acknowledge that. Lately, I've been trying not to pile up all these emotions that I have, and trying to actively sort of, live through these emotions so that I don't have to deal with the residues, which is kind of hard to deal with when you have like years worth of them stacked up behind you already. So I realized and I acknowledged that definitely this whole situation that I'm in right now is very upsetting. And also the fact that I don't have any control over this. And even though I am trying my best, sometimes that best is not enough. And that also is okay, right? Sometimes it just takes time. Like all you can actually do is to just wait and just pray that everything works out. And that's, I think, where I'm at. So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much why I can't sleep these days, just thinking about my options and plans. And I am a warrior by nature. And I mean, I don't know if it's something that I can fix, but I do worry about different things a lot. So it's kind of hard to really stop, you know, consciously, because I don't know, I don't think that's possible. And I don't think it's a bad thing either, but for now, I really wish I could just like turn my brain off and go to sleep. And yeah, I'm gonna call this like a midnight ramble or something, because I believe there would be a lot more of these coming in the future. And yeah, today was all about feeling purposeless and feeling kind of stuck in the moment, in time, but also acknowledging that it's okay. Sometimes maybe, you know, you can view this as a moment to rest, because you're probably going to be working for the rest of your life anyway. So if you can get like that extra bonus time to just rest up, maybe that's a good thing. So, you know, keeping it all kind of positive, trying to stay positive at least, because I don't know if I'm positive, if this counts as being positive or just being resigned to my fate. Anyways, I hope that you guys have had a wonderful summer. It's been extremely hot. I don't know what is going on. Honestly, we're like almost done with September. What is it today? It's okay, not done with September, like we're almost halfway through September, and the weather is horrible. Like, I don't know. Some people love summer, some people love the heat, the humidity. I hate it. I abhor it. If I haven't complained about it enough, like in the last season, I hate it when it's hot. Like, I could live in, you know, freezing cold temperatures for the rest of the, you know, my life, but just bearing through this summer, this never-ending summer, which like, you know, I don't know. It feels like that anyways. Um it's been hell actually. So just trying to wait for the weather to change and everything to calm down and cool down eventually, hopefully, because so far it doesn't feel like it. Like, usually I remember like as kids, during this time, like school would be starting and we would be going back, and you know, those morning assemblies and stuff. I remember that, you know, they used to be chilly, but I've been waking up, or I mean, going to sleep actually around that time, usually these days in the morning when kids are going to school and stuff. So I actually feel hot. Like, I stepped out a couple times and I was like sweating. And I was like, oh my god, it's like September. It should have cooled down a little bit, but global warming, you know, I don't know where this earth is headed next, but doesn't seem like a very cool place to be. Pun intended. Anyways, I think that's it for today's ramble. I feel a lot better actually now that I've talked about this. And I'm sitting in a very awkward angle right now, and my leg is, you know, I have ants crawling on my legs, whatever that is called. Um, yeah, so I need to stop rambling now. I feel better though. I mean, like I said earlier, you just need that little push and then things eventually do work out. So I guess this was what I needed. Just that little effort to sit down and set up all this thing. And I think the next challenge would be to edit this. um, and whenever you're going to be listening to this, I hope that I find you well and that you're excited for this new season and for whatever's coming up next. I can't promise anything, but I do intend to have a lot more guests in this season, so hopefully I can work around that. There have been some technical difficulties that I need to figure out in that regard. So once I am done, figuring that out, probably going to be having more fun, hopefully. So yeah, oh my god, I really cannot feel my foot right now, so I'll have to go, but hopefully I'll be doing more of these and I'll probably try and make a series out of this. Let's see where this goes, but yeah, see you when I see you next. Or see you, no, hear you, listen you. I don't know what I'm saying, okay? Clearly sleep deprived and yeah, not funny. I've lost my touch. Wow. I feel wounded. Like, I don't know. I feel bad. I mean, what happened to my jokes? What is this? Um, anyways, I'll stop rambling now and bye.